let me follow up on the points earlier made also by yourself and Senator Lacson, especially on the financial statements. But before I do that, Mr. President, may I ask the representatives of the board, nandito ho ba yung kinatawa ng Department of Finance?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Mr. Senator.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, what is your role in the board?
I'm the second alternate of the Secretary of Finance, Your Honor.
And why is it that the DOF sits in the board? What is the purpose of the DOF sitting in the board?
Well, to oversee especially on the financial matters of the corporation, Your Honor.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. So, isn't it that you are also the chairman of the audit committee?
Yes, Your Honor, since I think it was late 2018, because it's a requirement by GCG that someone with finance background has
Correct.
to chair the committee.
Okay, so let me go straight to the point. Etong financial statements, because this is a serious allegation, di ba? Na dinodoktor, so to speak, yung financial statement ng PhilHealth. Okay? Sa iyong tingin ba, talagang dinodoktor ba ang financial statement ng PhilHealth? Ikaw ang chairman ng audit committee, nabanggit kanina rin yon. Oh, please proceed.
Your Honor, it's a very difficult question, to be honest. I have a finance background, but I'm not an auditor. I'm not an accountant like BML. And when the financial statement is usually presented to the committee, of course, we look at the details. But I myself, I don't really look into the individual notes. I presume that it's I usually assume regularity when it's being presented, especially that it also goes through the Commission on Audit. I think it's a matter of proper explanation on the.
Are you saying that the financial statements are inaccurate? Significantly inaccurate.
For the 2018, Your Honor, because of the disclaimer of COA, they were not able to provide an opinion, and it's really because of the non-submission of some documents that hampered the commission on providing an opinion on the statements. But I don't have I cannot say for sure that it's inaccurate, Your Honor.
So you could say also it is accurate. Ganun ba yun? Okay. Aren't you with the Treasury Department?
Yes, Senator.
Okay. Now, mahalaga tong usaping ito dahil unang-una, well, sa ngayon, ang unang trabaho ng Department of Finance dito ay pangalagaan yung contributors, yung pera, at yung taxpayers' money na pumapasok sa PhilHealth, di ba? Okay. Now, lalo na sa panahon natin ngayon na may pandemic tayo. Okay? Now, dito sa financial statement, meron na ba kayong, what is your latest financial statement nga pala? Meron na ba kayong June?
Yes, yes, Your Honor. It's been presented to the board.
Okay. So why is it I requested for these 2 hearings already, hanggang ngayon hindi pa sinasabit sa Senado? In June.
Maybe Mr. Lemshaco, Mr. Rinet can respond to that, Your Honor, because it was already presented to the board when we.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Yeah. Mr. Lemshaco, bakit hindi pa rin ninyo sinasubmit sa committee ang financial statement ng June na hiningi natin noong nakaraan 2 pagdinig na? Ang dami ninyo sinasubmit pero yung financial statement ng June wala pa.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, Senator, ang sabi po ni Doc Badet po ng ating core plan po ay naibigay na po yung financial statement po ng June sa Secretariat po.
Well, we can ask the Secretary dahil sa ngayon, wala pa rin sa amin, sa aking tanggapan. No? But sige, we'll get to that para hindi sayang oras natin. Let me go back to the representative of the Finance Department. Dito sa March financial statement, kulang-kulang ang assets ninyo 220 billion. Tanggalin natin yung property and equipment, intangible, other assets. Hindi ho ba roughly meron kayong mga 200 billion worth of investments din? Kasama na yung cash equivalent. At meron kayong investment in time deposit, meron kayong investment in securities. Galing kayo sa treasury. Ito madaling i-verify ito. Bank accounts lang itong pag-uusapan natin dito eh. Di ho ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? So tama to. May mahigit 200 billion.
For financial asset, yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay? In fact, there are investments. In fact, may interest income pa nga eh. Is that correct?
Tama po yun.
Okay. So, meron tayong panlaban sa pandemya na galing sa PhilHealth. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have a financial plan already for PhilHealth to fight this pandemic? Halimbawa, estimates ng ilan ba ang gagastusin niyo sa mga testing kit ng COVID-19?
Sir, the management presented their computation on the testing kits and also on the COVID-19 cases using
Correct.
the case rate.
Di ba? Okay?
Yes,
Now,
Your Honor.
so ngayon, ilan ho ba ang na-test na natin? Di ba roughly 2 million? Are you aware of that? That we have already tested roughly 2 million in the country nationwide.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? And kung babayaran ng PhilHealth yan, 3,500 kada isa, on the average, lagay na natin, 7.2 billion yan. Tama ho ba?
Tama po.
Okay.
Tama
Now,
po yun.
so maliwanag yan. Okay, now, ang karamihan din na nagbabayad ng test ngayon, yung mga local government. Hindi rin gastos ng PhilHealth yan. Okay, ang tanong ko ngayon, simple lang. Bakit hindi nyo nababayaran, halimbawa, ang Red Cross? I know that's for the management, pero importante yung board dito. Dahil we're fighting the pandemic. Di ho ba? May tungkulin din yung board dito eh. Okay, so, can anyone answer me? Bakit halimbawa, hindi nyo nababayaran itong mga testing kit? Bakit nakikita natin sa TV ngayon na halimbawa nagre-reklamo ang Red Cross? I can imagine that there are others as well. Na may 200 bilyon kayo. Maliwanag.
Sir, for the testing kits, what I know is...
No, to pay for the test, To pay for the test. Not the testing kit. To pay for the test, yes. Oh.
Sir, there's a guidelines that being followed by PhilHealth using the DOH guidelines dun sa what can be charged to PhilHealth. Yun po yung alam ko. And I think the corporation entered into a MOA with the Red Cross.
Yes. Okay.
And paid them in advance a certain amount. I'm not sure if it's 100 million or
Whatever that amount is, yes. I read those in the papers, no? So I think babalik sa board na naman yan, right? Kasi may kontrata sa inyo up to 900 million, something like that.
Yes, sir.
And then I think the board will have to approve something to increase it. Diba? Is that correct? I mean, something like that, right? Dadaan ulit sa board.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm only emphasizing how important the board is. Okay? And you being the representative of the DOF, you play an important role. In fact, you're chairman of the audit committee. Okay? Now, having said that, alam natin ngayon na more or less 200 bilyon yan. Yun nandyan. Palagay ko, yun accurate. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So may pera tayo. Okay, tanong. Do you report to the Secretary of Finance? How often do you report to him on the condition of PhilHealth?
Sir, I provide highlights of the board meeting every time we have a a meeting. So
Okay.
I provided
Including the
them.
financial plan to fight COVID-19 of DOH na gagastusin ng PhilHealth. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, on the IRM and
Yes.
on the vaccine,
Very
yes.
okay, very good. Okay. Oh, incidentally, did you sign off to the IRM? Pumayag ba kayo sa IRM?
Sir, yes, because when it was presented to the board, they mentioned that it's been done in the past. It was
Okay, thank you. I
it's legal
will get
and it's
into
been
this. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now, um, we are discussing now, incidentally, Bayanihan 2. Okay, we got bogged down on one issue. Well, there are several issues, but one issue. There seems to be a request from the palace that we use taxpayers' money to give PhilHealth 10 billion to pay for testing. Bakit natin bibigyan ng PhilHealth ng 10 billion kung meron kayong 200 billion? Could you answer that? Dapat pa bang bigyan ng PhilHealth ngayon ng 10 billion to pay for their obligations sa testing, knowing that you have 200 billion yet?
Sir, I'm not aware of the instruction, but I think it's based on the context that following the computation of SVP Santiago, the fund will be depleted by next year.
Okay. We're talking about this year, and I don't think that the fund will be depleted by next year. Not yet. Unless talagang palpak tayo. Ha? Gumastos na tayo ng 350 billion, gagastos tayo ng 150 billion. Pag hindi pa natin tinalo tong COVID na to, ay talagang palpak tayo. That's the problem. Right? Okay. No, my advice is this. Dapat mag-usap-usap kayo. Ha? There is a request to give PhilHealth 10 billion in Bayanihan 2 to pay for testing. My impression initially was that we needed 10 billion to improve our capacity to test. Yung pala pambayad. So it would appear walang pera ang PhilHealth. But then, that's why I took the initiative today in this hearing to find out from you as representative of the DOF that it is accurate to say that they have at least 200 billion of cash and investments. So, ibig sabihin, hindi kailangan yung 10 billion. Pwede natin gamitin yun sa iba kung sakasakali. Okay? So, I just wanted to put that on the record as well. No? Could you submit to us, alam kong kulang yung oras natin eh, can you submit to us the financial plan for the pandemic based on the actuarial of PhilHealth? Yung present sa inyo. Being chairman of the Finance Committee, Audit Committee, could you submit to the Senate? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Another question. Ito, we've had testimonies after testimonies of fraud dito sa PhilHealth. Mga reklamo, parang nag-aaway-away sa loob ng PhilHealth. Ito mga, to ba na-discuss sa board?
Yes, sir.
Meron?
Some of them, yes.
So are you familiar already with these issues? or you-
Fraudulent claims, yes, sir.
Yeah. What about itong mga binabanggit na mga VP sa region? Ito mga mafia na pinag-uusapan. Not
Sir,
only fraudulent. Oh,
Merong mga ganong discussion, but I don't know them personally, sir.
oo.
And, I'm not really.
Si board member, what his name? Kabadig, who testified earlier. He's with the board, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, didn't he bring this up into the board? These issues?
Not.
On manipulating the financial statements?
He presented that, sir. Yes.
What did the board say? Nung diniscuss ninyo sa board?
The board took note of the analysis, and sir, because EVP Arnel De Jesus is a retired SGV, we also manifested that there's I think there is already technical consultant
Okay.
to strengthen financial reporting of the corporation. And there's also a need to enhance their accounting system because, as mentioned by Mr. Lim Shanko, they're doing it manually, consolidating all the financial reports of
Okay.
all regions, taking time to consolidate in the central office.
Okay. Thank you very much for all your responses. Much appreciated. Let me now ask the representative of DBM. Nandito ba ang kinatawan ng DBM?
Your Honor,
Yes. What is your role in the board and why do you think you are in the board? Bakit sa tingin mo ginawa sa batas na miyembro din kayo ng board?
good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Director Ryan Lita.
Yes. Good afternoon, Director. Yes.
I'm the second alternate to the Secretary of the Department of Budget Management attending for the DBM.
Okay. And would you say na kayo, in effect, kayong ex-officio board members, ang senior board members sa board? Kayo yung, ang tawag ko mga big brother sa board. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ibig sabihin, importante kayo dyan. Okay, ngayon. There is another allegation on overpricing sa IT equipment. Okay? Hindi ba ang operational budget ng PhilHealth sinasabit sa DBM yan?
For the after the Universal Health Law was passed, the budget of the PhilHealth is submitted to DBM for information purposes only as expressly.
Correct. I know. We put that there para bantayan ninyo yung operations ng PhilHealth. Yung
Yes, Your Honor.
expenses, yung IT. Alam natin yun na magiging problema Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anong committee? What committee do you chair?
Your Honor, I just joined the PhilHealth Board as ex officio representative on August 2019, and I was not assigned any committee chairmanship yet.
Okay. Pero normally, what does the DBM chair in the board?
I don't recall any, Mr. Chair.
So you don't, but you're a member of all the committees, I suppose.
I am a member of the audit committee, Mr.
Of
Chair.
the audit committee. Okay. Hindi ba rin nyo in-audit itong IT system na to? Di ba ang DBM, alam ninyo lahat ng presyo niyan?
Actually, Mr. Chair, when the CY 2020 budget for IT was presented to the audit committee, the DBM representative who attended such committee meeting already raised the necessity for the DICT approval of their ISSP. That's why I think it was discovered later on that through the internal audit of the IT system, that some of the projects are really not included in the ISSP approved by the
Okay. So you are testifying here, talaga may problema dyan sa IT na yan.
Insofar as the
Yes, we're asking you guys what you know right now as board members there. Okay? So, may problema talaga yung IT.
Yes, insofar as the process of including it in the approved ISSP of the DICT, because it's the DICT who would know the standard costing and the appropriate technology applied for the IT equipment of government.
So, dalawa yan, ha? You have the DICT, which we created by law also. Okay? Then, you have the DBM on operations. And alam din niyo yung mga presyong yan. Di ba? Kasi procurement din kayo eh. May procurement office din kayo eh. Okay? So you can verify these things. Di ba? In fact, I suppose DBM must have a sophisticated IT system too. Ha? Imagine 4.3 trillion eh, yung budget na inahawakan ninyo eh. Ito nga, 140 billion lang eh. So you must have a sophisticated IT system. Okay? So, bantayan ninyo na mabuti yan dahil ang susi din ng PhilHealth yung tamang IT. Okay?
Yes, Mr.
DBM. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, thank you for your responses. Much appreciated. No? Okay. Now, meron din tayong kinatawan ng mga private hospital. Nandito ho ba yung kinatawan ng private hospitals?
Yes, Mr. Jimenez, Dr. Jimenez, yes.
Yes, Dr. Jimenez.
We'll give you an extension of 2 minutes, Senator Recto.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Jimenez, the third allegation na may problema dito, tatlo to eh. Yung manipulation of the financial statement, yung IT system, at yung pangatlo, etong IRM. Okay? Now, you are sitting as a representative of the private sector. Is that correct? Representing the private hospitals. Is that correct? Do we have the representative with us? Nandito ho ba yung representative?
Yes, they're online, naka-mute.
Nakamute lang. I can't see him kasi and I can't hear anything, Mr. President. Nandito ho ba? Yes.
Yeah, now he's open.
Okay. Yes. Isn't it that you are representing, and we put that in the Universal Healthcare Law, para lahat ng stakeholders kasali dito, that you are representing the private hospitals. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do I hear a response? Is there a response?
You're again muted, Dr. Jimenez. Yeah, now.
Healthcare providers, representative.
Yes. Piche
Di ba?
Padua.
Right, now. Oh, you muted it again eh.
Who is he representing ba?
Jimenez, the hospitals.
Sir, he is the president of the Hospital Association
Yes.
of the Philippines.
Okay. But is he in the board?
No, sir.
He's not in
He's
the
not in
board.
the board.
No, meron,
Yes, sir.
who is the representative of the healthcare provider? Is he
Mr.
with us,
President?
Brigadier General Padua?
Mr. President,
Secretary Duque, yes, you may respond.
it's actually the corporate secretary. Facing.
No, the reason why I was calling the representative of the healthcare provider who sits in the board, and if I'm not mistaken, it's Representative Brigadier General Marlene Padua. Is she with us? Because the third allegation is the IRM. Okay? Trabaho din niya na siguraduhin na tama yung paggastos ng pera dito, pati yung mga benefits. Kundi hindi magiging sustainable, magkakaproblema ang healthcare providers in the future.
Attorney Mangawang is seeking the floor to answer the question of your question, Senator Recto.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Yes, Attorney Mangawang, you are representing what?
No, sir, I just want to inform the Senate that Bijan Padua informed me that she would not be able to join today's hearing, but it is Brigadier General Marlene Padua, who is the representative of the healthcare provider sector. She is just attending another equally important meeting, but she said that once the meeting has concluded, she will try to join the meeting via Zoom. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. So sayang, wala,
Plugs in, Senator Recto, so that you can go back to that particular question.
Okay. So sayang, wala dito yung kinatawan natin. Now, naririnig natin sa mga balita, maybe I can address this to the chairman of the board, the secretary of the DOH. Okay? Naririnig natin sa mga balita ngayon na maraming, I don't know kung nagre-resign, nagli-leave of absence. It would appear that PhilHealth is imploding and ayaw natin mangyari yan sa panahon ng pandemya. Okay? Na kailangan natin ng PhilHealth ngayon. Na alam natin may 200 bilyon available dyan. Panggastos dito. Okay? Now, sa kalusugan ng ating mamamayan. At marami may hospital leave. Okay. Sino ngayon ang nagpapatakbo ng PhilHealth? Chairman Secretary Duque. Meron ba tayong mga replacement? Meron ba tayong OIC? Kinakailangan ba? Secretary Duque.
Yan po, naririnig po ako. Yes,
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you, Secretary. Yes, please proceed.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Senador. Magandang hapon po. Meron na po, ito pong mga nabanggit ninyo, sila po yung mga nag-file ng leave of absence nila in response to the DOJ's call. Yung board po last week, nagtalaga na po tayo ng isang seasoned financial expert, a former SGV top partner as officer in charge, and who is making sure that the operations continue unhampered.
Okay. So mabuti naman na gumalaw na yung board. Nag-special board meeting na kayo at meron ng magpapatakbo ng PhilHealth. Okay? Dahil napakahalaga niyan. No? Can we get assurance from the Secretary and the new... Kasama ba natin ngayon yung bago COO? Nandito ba siya ngayon sa ating pagdinig?
He begged off, nag-beg off po siya, Mr. Senator, Your Honor, at yung kanya pong pacemaker na nagkaroon...
Bakit Pangulo natin may pacemaker?
Nagka-problema lang, kakapalit lang
Okay.
Tapos,
Okay, naintindihan ko. No problem.
Yes, sir. Baka kailangan lang i-recalibrate.
Okay, understood. Well, we wish him well. Okay? Now, can we get the assurance, Secretary, na sa mga panahong darating, bibilis yung pagproseso ng PhilHealth sa mga pangangailangan ng mga testing center at ng mga hospital? Dahil meron ako mga bali-balita ngayon na in Metro Manila, okay, marami ng hospital ang may problema, kulang ang cash flow. Hindi na babayaran ng PhilHealth daw. At hindi ganun kalaki itong pinag-uusapan natin. Mas mahal pa yung testing kaysa doon sa paggamot. Dahil sa 160,000 na nagkasakit, ilan ba yung nasa hospital ngayon, Secretary Duque, sa tansya ninyo? Kasi quarantine, hindi naman binabayaran ng PhilHealth. Local government nagbabayad doon eh.
And then, Ginoong Senator, meron po tayong isolation package mula sa PhilHealth.
I know. Magkano na nagagastos ng PhilHealth sa isolation package?
I have to ask the
wala pa eh.
finance. Baka maliit pa lang. At pangalawa naman, yun naman pong tinanong ninyo kung doon sa 164,000, ang mga asa ospital niyan ngayon, malamang siguro mga 1% critical, mga 1% severe, and then yung iba mga mild, and usually 2 weeks, you count 2 weeks back.
Yeah,
Kasi
naintindihan ko na, kulang ng oras ko eh. So ang nasa hospital, kulang-kulang mga 2.5%, 3%.
It has to be a bit more because yung mga, meron din tayong mga
5%?
mild ngayon, siguro mga 5 to 10%. I would
natin 10%. Pag kinalkula mo yan, hindi ganun kamahal. Mas mahal pa nga yung test eh. 2 million yan times 3.5, 7 billion. Pero hindi rin PhilHealth ang nagbabayad yan. Dahil karamihan dyan na nagbabayad, local government. Okay? So, magkano na ba ang binabayaran ng PhilHealth sa testing?
Ang alam ko as of today, I was informed 400 million yung babayaran today. They already paid, I think, about 200. Sandali lang ha. Let me just get the exact figure.
Total, for example, simula nag-umpisa.
For PRC lang yan, ha? Yung sinasabi ko.
Hindi, total na nga. Ng testing, magkano nang binayaran ninyo? Napakaliit pa eh. Di ba? Sa totoo lang eh. Pati sa mga hospital eh, magkano na nababayaran ninyo? Napakaliit pa. Di ba?
Yeah, we'll give a report, Mr. Senator, as soon as
Yes.
we make it
But
available
it will
today.
not make a dent on your 200 billion available today. Di ba? That's the point I'm driving at.
You're
Okay?
right, Mr. Senator, you're right.
Thank you very much, no? Thank you very much. So, para hindi huminto nga pala yung testing at hindi huminto yung mga ospital, dapat agad-agad makapagbayad tayo so that we provide confidence to our people that we are on top of the situation. Nababahala ang tao thinking na parang palpak ang DOH, nag-i-implode ng PhilHealth. How will that breed confidence? Di ba? We cannot open the economy kung takot ang tao. But if we tell them, don't worry, we will test you, we will treat you, we will isolate you, may free wifi pa kami dito, okay, may ayuda pa kayo, ha? At mababa ang mortality rate natin, magaling ang health workers natin, congratulations to them, and we will protect our health workers, magkakakumpiyansa lahat. Then, it's easier to open the economy. Hindi mababangkarote yung ekonomiya. Hindi mababangkarote ang budget ng pamilya.
Right.
At ang pamahalaan. So, I'd like to end with that. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you to the response of our resource persons, particularly yung kinatawan ng DOF, kinatawan ng DBM, and of course, Secretary Duque. Thank you for your responses. Magandang hapon sa inyo. Thank you.
Thank you,